not forgotten. So, am I actually recording? Yes,
You are. When I came in, it said this meeting is being recorded.
yeah, that's Andy's fireflies.
No, no, it says at the top as well.
All right, yeah, yeah. Okay, excellent. Okay,
Mhm.
welcome to Peppercorn and AI, the cool stuff. Today we're going to be talking about some cool stuff. There's, I've been this week. I've been playing around with Nano Banana, apart from other things, which is um, which is if you go onto Gemini, it's actually called usingly Flash 2.5. So, so, which is the same name as the chatbot. So, but we shall come on to that a little bit later. As usual, we shall go around the room, and if you want to introduce yourselves, and my question is, do you use Perplexity? I mean, do you know what Perplexity is? In the case, it might be a good question, but do you use it, and what do you use it for? So it's just an interesting. It's just that it came up in the news the other day. So it was the is is the search engine that nobody asked for. But we shall see. Um, Dave, we'll start with you
Okay.
first.
I'm Dave Caudle. I am a career coach. I work with people who are just starting out in their career and searching for a way to go, a first career step. And I also work with people who are partway through their careers, which is anything from sort of 30 to 60-ish these days, who are fed up and unhappy and want to know how to get a job that they really enjoy doing. So that's what I do. Um, I have used Perplexity actually because I got it. I got the pro version when I switched my Zoom subscription to an annual subscription, and they said have Perplexity Pro. Um, I use it a bit. I haven't got really into it yet, but I quite like that it allows me to sort of have different threads that I can go back to in the history, and I'm sure everything else does that as well. And they've recently offered me, and I haven't looked into it yet, their own browser. Like you can have a Perplexity browser, but I haven't worked out what that is yet because I haven't downloaded it.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, I saw that. Yeah, yeah, that'd be interesting to know what if that's
Yeah,
any good
I'll
or
have a play with that and report back.
why you would use it. I'm not sure. So, Jazz.
Morning, Jazz Greer, based in Derby, working with small businesses from pre-start right through to all the scaling up business growth side. Um, I'm perplexed about Perplexity. I've not heard of it, so I'll look forward to finding out a bit more. But it just seems that there's so much coming out at the minute. It's every time you look, there's something new. But yes, interested in finding out. And also, I'm setting up from November some workshops for small businesses, how to get started with AI in your business. So looking forward to that.
Okay, yeah, excellent. And Steffi.
Oh, sorry, out of order. I joined last. I thought I'd go last. I'm Steffi Lewis, 32-year veteran web developer. In the modern age, you call me a SaaS developer. I've got two products, Your PCM, which is my CRM, and Splogit, which is my done-for-you business blogging service. About to start work on product number 3 and 4, which is Your Bot and Your Echo. Wondering if I can put them on different servers, just convenience and security. I use AI all day, every day. It's at the heart of everything I do. And no, I haven't used Perplexity. I just think find something you like and stick with it. Because, like Chad said, everything's changing every day.
Exactly, exactly. Um, Jane.
Yeah, hi there, Jane Chakravorty, companies Invicta Linux. We do IT for small and medium-sized businesses with a strong focus on Linux and open source. And yeah, I did use Perplexity a bit when we first talked about it. My God, goodness knows how many months ago that was, but it sort of dropped off my portfolio of things to access when I need to know something. So I don't know why. Why is that? I was just trying to think actually. I mean, the others, like Gemini, has got much stronger, in my opinion. And there's others like Grok I use. I went back to Pi actually because I was sort of telling some friends of which AIs to use and for what purposes because they're all getting quite. I think there's a development that's happening where they're becoming quite specialized in certain topics, like you said, Claude encoding and so forth. So I don't know what Perplexity does apart from just being just another search engine. But anyway, I'm sure we'll find out more, David.
Yeah, so it wasn't the topic for today, other than
Oh,
as a little piece. I will explain what Perplexity is because maybe Andy can do that better than I can, as he's a user. Shirley.
Yes, good morning, everybody. I'm Shirley. I work in health and wellness. I work mainly with women of the sandwich generation. These are people who have childcare and parental care challenges, maybe. So their challenge may be money, it may be time. So I work with them to find a solution that suits them best so that they can live the life they love. I'm currently looking for people who want some extra money for Christmas. Just a little bit of money that will help them through. So if you know anyone that's looking for an extra income, then please point them in my direction. I'm Shirley. I help you to look good, feel fabulous, and live well.
And, you missed out a bit about Perplexity. Can I draw any inference from that?
Rightly, I've heard you talk about it several times, but I've never ventured down that route.
That's not unusual, actually. Andy, sorry, the question was, do you use Perplexity and what do you use it for?
Oh, yeah, okay, thank you very much. Yeah. Actually, can you chuck my fireflies out of the thing because it's joined because I booked late into some. I can't get it to go. It's annoying me. Evict it out. Perplexity. Yeah. So Perplexity. I don't use it as much as I did. Picking up what other people are saying. I think other things start to take over, like Gemini, and ChatGPT to a certain extent. I don't think, but I think Perplexity is really strong in terms of surfacing stuff and the sources and having the links for the websites. It's really good for that. I don't think their PR is very good at the moment. They're not actively out there doing stuff as they should be to promote it. But it's in danger of being an also ran. I'm guessing someone's going to buy it and build it into their stuff at some point. But I think it might go that way.
Yeah, yeah.
I like it. I do like it. I like the presentation of it.
Yeah.
They do chuck they give you these deep searches, this sort of more detailed thing, and then they try and chuck the paid stuff at you a bit sooner. I think that will put people off a bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a nice system.
Yeah, I use it. And I'm David House. Apart from running these networking events, I do web design and I look after people's websites when things go bad. And I've also got this image at the back there is a scene from my Copper's Knob YouTube channel. And if you want to know more about that, go to davidharris.uk.
I've got a lot of clothes on for you.
They have. I did it quickly before yesterday's meeting. I did it on Nano Banana on Google, and although I did specify low cut corset tops, it come out. But they're still good looking girls, so it doesn't matter, does it? You know.
Yeah.
I managed to get my mug in there as well.
Oh yeah, you're in the middle there, aren't you?
Yeah.
You're almost like a pimp, really.
Yeah.
You should have one of those hats when you're doing the speed networking thing. Sit with your hat on, you know.
Oh yeah, that would be funny.
Yeah.
Wait. I could do that actually. I have got a pretend hat. Anyway, yeah, Perplexity. The same as what other people have said. I really liked it at the beginning, as an alternative to Google because it gave you answers to your queries rather than just a list of links. And it did it before Google did it. And it sort of combined a large language model with a sort of real-time web search. And at the time, even Google, which was the previous thing to Gemini, what was it, Bard, wasn't it?
Mm.
It was Bard and ChatGPT. I mean, ChatGPT were months out of date, weren't they? When they, at that time, so it was a really good system. But I'd say it probably still is a good system. But I've kind of dropped out from using it. I did have a paid for account, but it was even the paid for account. I used to run out of credits really quickly to actually study stuff, and other things were giving me. I've never run out on Gemini, and I haven't run out on Chat. I have run out of the good stuff on ChatGPT before when I've been doing it, when I've been tanking it. But I mean, it's not tanking it when I've been hitting it really hard. But otherwise, I found I've had other things that are better, and it's kind of dropped out of my thing. The reason I asked is that I've saw a news story the other day that it said Perplexity somehow convinces venture capitalists it's worth 20 billion. And then it said, and the story started, the Google killer that nobody asked for just raised $200 million at a 20 billion valuation. That's more than some actual profitable companies, which I thought was a funny start to an article. So they said either Perplexity have cracked the code on search, or we're witnessing the most expensive hallucination in venture capital.
Oh, if only we knew the answer to that one.
It'll be like the Emperor's New Clothes, or it's going to be like they've got something up their sleeves. Who knows? So we shall wait and see what's happening with that. That was good. Another story that's kind of relevant to what I do in my day job is that Google have admitted that AI is damaging open web traffic. Now there is it had to make a court submission the other day. It's defending a monopoly case, and it's called an antitrust trial in America, and they previously said that AI hadn't affected web traffic, but obviously it's in their interest to say that it has, to try and make out they're not such a big guy after all, and they're a small, friendly family company who are just doing the odd web search, So that's kind of the impression they're trying to give to the court. But previously, Safari said that Apple through Safari said that their number of Google searches fell. Because Safari have got Google as their default search engine. And it's all ridiculous money. Google pay Apple $20 billion a year to have Google as their default search engine in Safari. And I mean, I use Apple. I don't use Safari. I don't know if loads of people do, and perhaps it's I would bet that I've got a friend who's 96, and he uses Safari because he doesn't know any different. He just bought the phone and switched it on, and that's what he's got. It is amazing. He's 96 and using an iPhone, but I mean, he's just using the default stuff, So it'd be interesting to see how that goes, which obviously affects Andy's business as well, I guess. And there's with the open web searches are dying off. So,
oh yeah, massively. Yeah.
So it's kind of a.
I've got Safari and Chrome on my iPhone, and if I make the mistake, because it's so instinctive, of looking at in Safari for a search term, it'll always ask me if I want to go to Google. That's from the Safari, so it's a bit weird. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's why they collect the 20.
Yeah, of course.
Answer that question,
Yeah. Now, yes. Now I understand.
It's all about money, and And even to a company like Apple, for that particular division, which is just the guys producing Safari, he's got its own like company or division or department. I don't know what you call it, but 20 billion's kind of, I wouldn't say it's a lot of money. It's a lot. It is a lot of money, but it's a lot of money to them as well. You know, so it's a big chunk of their earnings, because it's I guess it's all profit, isn't it? If you paying you 20 billion just to put in a guys use this, not this.
That is pretty much pure profit.
Yeah, because it wouldn't cost them a lot, would they, to do that? So it's an amazing amount of money. And then I think I said yesterday, if you were at yesterday's meeting, about the I was talking about Nvidia last time, which was 2 weeks ago. Has been the pickaxe seller in the AI gold rush, and sort of Oracle was supplying these sort of data centers, and their stock has gone up massively, 36% last week, because they've just got and they're getting close to $1 trillion valuation for the company. And they've been likened to not pickaxe sellers, but to arms dealers selling to both sides in the AI war. So
Is that Larry something or other?
Larry Ellison, the guy who was clearly not had cosmetic surgery at his age.
He's considered not to be he's an especially nice character. Is that
No,
right?
it's not. No.
Complete bastard, in fact.
he's the richest in the world now, though, isn't he?
Yeah, he exceeded Musk. Yeah,
he's just overtaken him, hasn't he?
Yeah.
It's because of this 36% thing that, you know, his value just went up 36%. So
Oracle went bust years ago, didn't it? I mean,
it went down a lot. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Got funded by Oracle in 2000. They offered me 10 million quid for a web project I was working on.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, and then they withdrew it on the day I went up there to sign the contract, the money transfer. The dot-com bubble burst.
Oh no!
I was one, got to Leicester Forest Services, and they phoned me and said you should probably buy a copy of the Financial Times. So I did, and it said dot-com bubble bursts.
Oh,
so
shit.
I back and they said we've just withdrawn all funding from everything. We haven't signed up yet.
Oh, Steffi, that must have been an absolute crusher.
But on the upside, you wouldn't have met us, would you? Otherwise,
I lost my house, I lost my car, I lost my sanity for a while.
Oh,
yes,
bloody
I
hell.
remember that day it all burst. I was up there when it was working in it.
Yeah, I lost everything because of that what happened in the dot-com boom.
Oh God, I'm so sorry. That must have been absolutely awful. What a difference a day makes, eh? Really.
That's when 10 million was a lot of money.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind 10 million, actually, even now.
The funny thing is, they wanted me to pay them 5 million back to redesign the platform I created and integrate it into their systems. So it was a way of generating work for their own teams.
Yeah.
But still, I could have got
left with 5 million.
I still would have had 5 million. Yeah, that'd have been quite cool. I didn't like their ethos. So we were gonna hire loads of salespeople across the country, and their ethos was that once we hit critical mass, we'd just sack everybody. I was just like, that's not how to run a business, but apparently it is, because
it is. Yeah. The trouble is that we're all, you know, I'm not painting us all the same brush, but we're all too soft, you know, because like these people are sort of hard nosed, you know, and and they're all psychos, aren't they? You know, because they were always they said that 20% of all chair people are.
I think it's probably more
psychopaths.
than that. The global average is 4% of any population is a psychopath. But there is a massive uptick when it comes to CEOs, because they have to be completely ruthless, because the whole point of a share traded company is to make profit for the shareholders. That's the only thing. It's the only task it has.
Yeah. And all the rest are employed by banks to bounce checks and things, you know. And they used to be before it was computerized. So it's sort of That's why all the evil bastards work in the banks. True story. So there's so yeah, they said that sort of data centers are the new oil wells, or the land on which the gold prospecting is taking place, you know. And it's but it's said that the AI revolution isn't just about code. That's only a small part of it. It's about concrete, copper, and really expensive electricity bills. So if you can getting that energy cost down, or getting cheap energy is kind of really important. So
The data center where my servers are is, they say it's 100% green energy because they've put solar panels across the entire roof.
right.
So obviously it's not green energy at night. They've got to buy it in off the net. But I think they're doing a surplus payment back up to the national grid during the day.
That's why places like Iceland are really popular for data centers, because they've got geothermal energy coming out of the ground, whatever you call them, fissures, and then when it's too hot, they can, in the winter, they just open up the roof and let all the air out. I don't suppose it's doing the planet much good, but saves their electricity bills with cooling stuff down, you know. So it's because they were saying about the emissions from the data centers is more than a lot of countries, you know, like or smaller countries. So that's interesting. It's yeah. So it's yeah. It's about, you know, it's becoming who can afford the astronomical electricity bill as well. China have got no worries about that because they just are opening up a new coal-fired station every time. So it's they've got plenty of energy over there. So it's yeah, so which is why they'll probably eventually win out. This was a funny thing. Sam Altman was complaining that social media feels fake now. And it does. No, nearly everything you see, like sort of Sharon gets full. She's not here, so I can talk about her. She's constantly sending me stuff like these amazingly cute animals or this amazing stuff. And I can. You guys are probably the same as me. You take one look at it and say that's AI, you know. And but a lot of people are being drawn in by this stuff still, even though it's clearly AI generated sort of images, people doing an amazing feat, or a funny video where somebody steps into a puddle and drops in over their head in sort of muddy water. And I said the other day, I said I could produce that in about a minute. She said, "Go on then," and I did. It's
Was she convinced?
I just did it on VO. Yeah, she's convinced that
Yeah.
it's fake. She just gets angry that it's you know, that it's being not conned exactly, but it's because they don't say this really happened. But I think they should say that it's AI generated. Um, Gemini have got codes on all their images. Some you can see, like that they put like a little Google mark on the watermark on there, but apparently there are invisible watermarks on the images as well, where they're going to be able to identify what's been AI generated. And they said they're doing it with their words as well, but I don't know how that works.
LinkedIn are doing it. They put a little tag in the corner of an image. So all the posts that I do, or a lot of the posts that I do, I get this little tag up there
Yeah,
that says, when you click it, it says this is AI generated content.
When you look at some of the source of some of the content, words and images, you can see little things in there that wouldn't normally be there. So they are there.
yeah, yeah.
I remember there used to be it was called Front Page. It was Microsoft's, and when you created any HTML, it had so much crap code in it, you know, completely unnecessary, and you know, tags put everywhere. So I think somebody said, I'm sure it was on here, that AI also uses those markers or tags or whatever they are for their content.
Yeah, there
Anybody?
is. Yeah. I'd seen something. I can't remember what it was. Definitely, I saw something where it showed it in the background, where it's all in there. You can hunt for certain things. So the question is it an issue? You know, if there's so much AI stuff out there, the big question is suddenly one day someone going to say, actually, we're going to start ranking stuff based on genuinely human stuff. I don't know if they will.
No, no. I must admit, when I look at YouTube videos, I've stopped. I look at a lot of history sort of YouTube videos, and there's I'm getting really bored with the AI generated ones, you know, that have just got sort of crap images and just a mechanical voice describing something. So I only watch the ones that have got real people in them, you know, that are actually talking about the subject. So it's because it's too mechanical, you know. Maybe that will improve, but I mean, I'm not against it as a matter of principle. I just prefer listening to a real human talking to me, you know.
There's a really fun channel on YouTube called Artificial Idiots. I probably mentioned it before, but they they have like sweary OAPs and stuff
Oh
going on.
yeah,
Really funny.
Yeah.
It's hysterically funny. They take the piss out of the government quite a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very well done. Normally by very pretty girls in England flag bikinis, which is
yeah.
good.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen similar ones. Yeah, 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 for sure. I think they're using VO3, and
Yeah, they normally tag it hashtag VEO3.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, artificial idiots. It's hysterically funny stuff.
Is that the one that did the one where they have all the people coming in on the boats and how the country's looking after them and all
Yeah.
that stuff?
Yeah, it's
Which is
pretty
which was a really good video,
yeah.
except that all the wording and everything it was all messed up. So they still haven't got that bit right.
Yeah, and a lot of AI has that. I mean, when I produce images, let's say I did an image of a consultant at a desk with business books around them, the spelling of business and consultancy and stuff like that would sometimes be wrong, and I have to regenerate it a couple of times.
That's the mystery to me. Why is that fundamental basic not being sorted out by them all at this stage? You would think they would have got that right.
I did actually ask ChatGPT that once, and it said it's because we're not producing vector images with writing on it. We're actually doing pixel-based images.
Right.
So there's a difference between doing vector art and then turning in some. So that was its excuse that it can't differentiate words as anything more than a graphic.
But in the generation side, it would know what words it's supposed to be generating. Surely it would go off and cross reference to the real spellings of them and come back.
You think that?
Yeah.
It's getting there. I mean,
It is fun. Yeah, it is fun.
Yeah, ChatGPT Image 1 is excellent. I'm very much looking forward to version 2 when it comes out. But I also want TTS 2, which has got a British accent in it because Dave knows that he's got his Californian surfer dude trying to do an English accent on his blog post.
Good career coach, though, isn't he?
Yeah, no, you certainly listen to him.
There's there was a lawyers in America are suffering apparently because that they've got this thing called the sacred billable hour, and this sort of one sort of big lawyer company in America, they've I can't remember who it was now. This sort of well, to investigate particular complaints from one of their large clients used to take them 16 hours. Now it's taking 15 minutes. So are they going to sacrifice their Porsches, or are they going to lie about how long it's taking them, or are they going to charge them for the work rather than the hour? Because lawyers have always charged by the hour, you know. So, and if these things are going to be done in 15 minutes, it's going to be
They'll still charge you the full hour.
of course.
I actually did a really interesting experiment this morning. Something that would have normally took me a long, long time is I just go on, you know, when you go and Google yourself
Yeah,
and
yeah.
just see if there's anything news popped up. Well, I actually asked ChatGPT, please go and search for me on the web and see if anybody's written anything horrible about me. And it did, and it went off and it said, no, I can't find anything horrible about you. There was a Reddit post, but it wasn't about me. and then it said, "Do you want me to do a deep dive into forums?" I'm like, "Yeah, okay." So off it went. Didn't find anything, and it said, "Do you want me to do this every week for you and just have a quick look?" And I'm like, "Yeah, okay." So it's set up a schedule that every Monday morning it's going to go off and search the web on a deep dive to see if anybody's written anything horrible about me. And I said, "Well, in that case, can you do the same but positive stuff?" And he went, "Yeah." So it set up another schedule. So every Monday it now goes off and sees if people are praising me on the internet as well, which is really cool.
Oh, that's a marketable product, isn't it?
I know.
A
Yeah. Yeah.
reputation checker.
You could actually build a prompt that says, "Tell me what percentage you think my reputation is out of 100," and it will tell you.
Yeah.
So
Does it
yeah,
tell you, does it tell you what sources it looks at? I mean,
yeah,
what forums and so forth it does? Yeah.
yeah. It found a post on Reddit that somebody
Yeah.
said, "Why is Steffi such a bitch?"
Oh.
There's a whole conversation about that, but it was about somebody in America, some teenager in America rather than me.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I thought it was really, really clever.
Ah.
But that took 5 minutes, whereas normally you'd be doom scrolling Google looking for stuff about you.
Mm.
You know, don't have to do that now.
Just
Mm.
yeah.
Wow.
The Anthropic have paid 1.5 billion for accidentally using pirated books.
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
Apparently, the
That's so.
books are second-hand pirated because apparently that they didn't. They say they didn't deliberately pirate the books in the first place, but people have pirated them and they ended up on torrents and things.
Yeah.
And then they've ended up in Anthropic's giant database. So
Mm.
it's so anyway they've coughed up $1.5 billion to shut up or to shut down a lawsuit. So it's apparently this will probably be happening to all the big guys, and it doesn't sound like 1.5 billion is going to be much of a problem for them.
No,
They're going
no.
to go back to the market and say, "Hey, we need 1.5 billion to get rid of these."
Didn't they deliberately do them on second-hand books to get around the copyright laws?
I don't know. I don't know. I
I
didn't.
think they did. I
Yeah,
think the copyright only applies to original purchase. So if you were
right.
to buy a book from a second-hand bookstore, then apparently their belief in the law was that it got around the copyright so they could use it.
All right. Okay.
Really? That
I
doesn't
think
seem right, does it? Because I mean, in that case, you have absolutely no protection after the first,
Mm.
first publication.
Well,
yeah.
copyright it dies anyway after a certain amount of time.
Yeah, but it's quite a long time though, isn't it?
Yeah, I can't remember. It's either 50 or
Yeah, 50 or 80 or something like that.
there's if you go to archive.org, you can access every internet page there ever was since the beginning of the internet
Yeah.
every few weeks. But you can also because they've got the Wayback Machine, but they've also got the you can access loads of books and other material on there that's out of print. If you're researching something, that's quite good. It's not very useful for AI or anything. Um, and the and did you sort of Apple the other day did their big event as well? They didn't produce. They seem to have dropped out of the AI market. They're going to have to use. Well, they
Mm.
already are using. They're using ChatGPT or they're using.
OpenAI, I
ChatGPT.
think.
Yeah.
It's OpenAI they're using.
So
Oh, it's the back end. Yeah.
because they're not going to be. They didn't mention it at all. All they're mentioning is the kind of razor thin phones and things like that they're whatever it is they're doing.
Mm.
So stick another few hundred quid on another iPhone that doesn't do anything more than the last one, but
Yeah.
it's got an extra camera at the back, or there's no great leap. It seems to me there's no great leap from like an iPhone 15 from a 14 to 15, and
Mm.
it's they just do it every year just to get the money in, I think.
Mm.
I'm still
I just went with a 16, I think. I got it last year, late last year, and I wasn't particularly impressed. I mean, it's a nice big screen which suits my aging eyes, I guess, but that's about it, to be honest.
I'm still waiting for a little credit card device with ChatGPT on it. You can just have it.
Mm.
You can have it on your key ring, or you can put it in your purse as a credit card
And it'll
size
probably be a
thing.
little chip, and they'll put it in your brain.
Yeah.
Do we know what they're actually creating? Because Johnny Ive's doing it, isn't he? He's creating something for OpenAI, but they haven't said what it is.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
I think
Yeah,
it was an OpenAI phone or something, but I'd be happy with something that didn't even have a screen. That it just quite happily make a phone call. I can just chat to people. I can talk to it,
yeah,
and then it can throw stuff up on my screen. If it's nearby a screen, it could do that. And
yeah,
it's the reason why we can't do it. I mean, PC on a credit card, you literally just put it down near your computer and it hooks into the keyboard and mouse, but then you can just pick it up and walk off with it and put it in your pocket.
Do
yeah,
you find though that that the text to speech, so if I'm talking to ChatGPT or anything, that's it's not so much the annoying accent, which it thinks it's, right on English or a bit cockney,
Mm.
but it's the fact that it either talks over me or when I talk to it and it just, the little circle goes round, but it doesn't respond. So I find it quite easier and quicker. It might be me, of course, it might be me, but to just talk, to type in with my
Yeah,
inadequate spelling.
it
Well,
hasn't quite got the art of conversation down pat yet.
Yeah.
I
It is
think it's
just
being funny with you, Jane, because it knows you were being awkward about one of its friends' pie,
Yeah, oh yeah,
and
it
they've been
started.
talking.
I'm going to be especially nice to all of them,
Yeah,
starting
yeah.
from today.
always be polite to your AI. Yeah, always say
Uh,
thank you.
Claude went down for 15 minutes last week. Then, and then there was. It just shows how deep there was so much traffic about it in 15 minutes. It just shows how people, especially coders, are totally reliant on Claude.
Well, Claude went because ChatGPT went down for a bit, didn't it?
Did it? Okay.
Last week. Yeah,
Oh,
I was out for a couple of hours.
Oh right. Oh yes, it
oh.
did. Yes, you're right. I don't want to that, but with the Claude, somebody said, "No, I'm going to have to use my brain and write 100% of my code like a caveman from December 2024."
I,
That
I
was
had
interesting for me because I was doing something that I'd left far too late to do, and I thought, oh, it's out. How long is it going to be out for? And that's when I jumped over to Perplexity as a backup. So it was my backup thinking.
Hmm.
But in reality, I just should have been better organized and done things ahead of time.
Yeah.
I've had OpenAI API outages when I just can't do any work on Splogit at
Yeah,
all.
yeah.
Because it's so tightly bound to every single part of the blog post creation process that if it's down, I can't do anything, and it was just it was down for about 4 hours. And I think it was one of yours, Dave, that I ended up doing at about 7 p.m. when it came back up
Oh,
again. So I ended up having to work in the evening just to catch up on myself for something that I'd have done early afternoon.
Do you think it would be possible to do a fail-safe AI? So if one drops.
It has actually occurred to me that I should put a switch in that goes between OpenAI and something else
Mm,
so that I can just switch models if I need to. But I haven't found something else that does everything that OpenAI does because there's so
mm,
many different stages in the blog post creation process. A lot of it Google could probably handle or another model, but there's a few things that are very unique to OpenAI. And that would be the difficult thing. But
mm,
yeah, having a switch going, oh, OpenAI's down, I'll use Google
mm.
instead. That would be quite cool.
It's
Take a lot
frightening
of
to
work.
be so dependent on one model, isn't it? With the failure rates seem to be accelerating. I don't know the.
Well, I'm finding they're actually really good. I mean, I get emails from OpenAI when different parts of their ecosystem goes down, and it's usually not the text to speech, really not the text generation or text to speech. It's very occasional, but their ecosystem's so big now that if something
Mm,
over here goes down, it doesn't really affect everything else. It's
mm,
very rare that they're offline completely. Very rare.
mm, mm.
Okay. Do you remember couple of weeks ago we created or it might have been 3 weeks ago, I created a song on Suno, which was I was just demoing the new version of Suno, and we said create a reggae
Yeah.
song in the yeah, I can't remember the exact prompt, but it was something like um, oh create a reggae version of Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. in the style of a pirate.
That's right. Yeah, you did that. Yeah.
And it came up with a pretty good song. I said, "Oh yeah, we'll have to do something with that." So it's I did. There's let me just some of you would have seen it if you follow my channel on YouTube, but there's this is the version on Canva, so I'm only going to play a couple of seconds.
Twinkle, twinkle, I'm a star.
We've got and then I've sort of got it.
Twinkle, twinkle, eyes so far, shimmer on.
So the story is there is that it's just a pirate. It's just it's kind of, he's a pirate, and that's because he's using pirate language, and we just did that. So, and it's come out really well. And the thing is, because of Nano Banana, Google's new image thing, I've managed to get consistency of images for the crew. I'm going to call them a crew throughout the whole video. So managed to get 4 minutes of having the same guy, the same captain, all the way through, which is awesome. It's been really difficult to do without spending a shitload of money. Now you can do it you could do it for free if you're patient, because I think you run out of credits on Gemini, but I buy Gemini, so you can just use the same. You can use the same character and just describe the scene where you want him, and then it's just, or you can merge 2 images. So I've been playing around with. I think we showed it last time, where you can just upload an image and you can just change the way you look, or you can change your background, and there are lots of toys to play with on AI Studio. If you go to aistudio.google.com/apps. I'll show you a couple.
Well, again into that, I thought about you the other day. I was looking at Suno, David, and how to get the best music out of it. And I've just put a thing in the chat. There's a guy that, it's one of these things where they say, well, yeah, it's like buy us a coffee type thing, $9 plus. But it looked really good in the way that it takes all that generic stuff out of it, that particular thing. So I just put that in there because I thought it might interest you. Yes, okay.
This is just a toy. This is that there are loads of tools that have been created by users on Gemini. If you go to aistudio.google.com/apps, you can create your own app using Nano Banana, or you can use things that other people have written like this. This is called Gem Booth, and it's got lots of pre-programmed looks, but you can just put a custom one in and just describe what you want to do. This one says dress this person as a Viking, because that's what I put in. But this is the 19th century picture, which comes out as Ignatius Harris, my great grandfather.
It's very good, isn't it?
Yeah, which
that would look like a genuine picture.
Yeah. You'd
And
have trouble differentiating it, wouldn't you?
that says 1980s. I don't remember having those bags under my eyes unless I'd had a really rough night. But it's not far off. The psychedelic, where I've obviously had a bad night. Of that one, there's it makes me feel like getting a captain's hat and going out and buying fish fingers, but it's
Harris.
I think a beard does age you, so I think I'll skip on the beard. Jazz, keep it shaved off, mate. There's but these are all ones that are pre-programmed. You know, there's a man made of stone. There's an anime that looks nothing at all like me.
Yeah.
There's a cartoon which does look like me, and it's got some words on it. That looks nothing like me. These are custom ones that I created. He doesn't really look like me. He looks a bit like me, but not much. Who's
Doctor
that?
Who.
Yeah.
I guess
You said you were going to do that.
Definitely a Patrick Troughton look about that, isn't it?
Tom Baker, that one.
Tom
Oh,
Baker.
is it? Oh.
so. I sort of did that as me as Tom Baker, and I'll show you some more stuff in a minute. There's and then it's Viking, and there's I've had various attempts at that didn't go exactly how I wanted it. And a Renaissance one that doesn't.
Where's your wig?
It looks a bit like me, you know. But there's there's a rough, but there's it's paint a place. So you could put in your birth. Let's put this is the place where I was born. 278 Catherine Street, Leicester, and then it's got the shot. You know, that's the Google. That's the Google Maps shot of the house, and then it will take that view, and then it will create a picture that's almost, but not quite, totally unlike the house looks now. So
See on the starship.
it's
But sorry, what's the URL? Is that where it's doing all this?
it's just AI Studio. It's just Google's
AI Studio apps, yeah?
Yeah, it's aistudio.google.com. So it was a semi-detached house, so this is wrong, but it has got they are there. This isn't very good, but I don't know if there are other places where it would do it much better. These are the apps that there are more, but I mean there's quite a few there. Gem Booth was the one we were looking at. Pass Forward is quite a nice one. Home Canvas is I could see real good business uses for these, because you can upload a picture of a room, and you can upload a product, then you can just drag that product to anywhere in the room. And I'm not going to demo it now because we'll run out of time. But if say you're selling a vase online, and then you can upload a picture of the room, then you can drag that vase, say on the cabinet next to your bed or something, and it will put it there, and it will just put it there, and you can see what it would look like in your room. So I know that technology has been around, but it may not have been accessible to people like us. So it's fascinating that.
Wow. So it'll transform eBay, won't it?
Yeah. So that's it's called Home Canvas at the moment, but you can do it. You can create yourself a web app that's, as long you would have to use the Gemini API, but it would do it all for you. You know, all you've got to do is put the code on your website. So it's there. Pass Forward I thought was quite good. Desktop. Okay. There's a photo. This is the same photo of me sitting next to the my computer, and then it's a little fun thing. It generates you through the decades, and then you can download them all in once in a thing. But it's kind of just demoing what's possible, you know. So it's so these are.
Look at that! Look at that lovely 1970s collar.
Good collar, yeah. To take off in a good wind. That's how you judge the collars then, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The scruffy decade where no one could be asked to have a haircut.
A bit of a Jeremy Clarkson thing going on there.
Yeah.
I got, what's that one? Oh, that's 1950s.
Yeah.
That could be my dad. I wasn't alive in the 50s, obviously. That's the 60s. I was alive in the 60s, but I was very, very young. 80s, yeah, I could have been in a
Jeremy Clarkson.
80s boy band or something. Like
Yeah, Jeremy Clarkson.
2000, that's where I've been doing a bit too much drinking and starting to look a bit. In the 1980s, yeah, I was a fresh-faced, thrusting young blade.
I say it's retained the hair in all of them.
Yeah, I think, yeah, don't know where his hair's come from. I don't know why it got such a huge part in there. But we shall see. Yeah. So, yeah, so with Google, we can, let's have a look, see if I can add a couple of images just to show how because it's got like a merge function as well. You could merge in any number of photographs. So I'm going to put in, that's a picture of the Daleks, if I can find my, and that's the picture that I showed you of the merge this man with the, I've got to call them robots, so I can't call them Daleks, otherwise it might come up with a copyright issue. In a futuristic scene, but I could put in 10 photographs if I wanted to and say merge them all into one giant melee of action, and it'll do it. It's so I think this is there you go. I preferred it if I had a ray gun and I was shooting at the Daleks. But you can then amend that same photograph, so you can put in any number of.
What would happen if you did say merge the Dalek with Doctor Who? You know, with Doctor Who running away from the Daleks in a futuristic scene. Why would it come up with a copyright issue?
Yeah, I could try it. Let's just.
I mean, it's not that long, is it?
Yeah, no, I mean, no, because I did a good a great picture of I got an old picture of London Bridge, like a pencil drawing, and asked it to turn it into a photograph, and it did that really well. So it's quite interesting. Get the man. You see, you have to be a bit careful. Dressed as Doctor Who to be running away from the Daleks. Let's just see if it'll do it. Because I used the word Dalek earlier, and it said, "Whoa, no, I'm not going to do that."
I sometimes get copyright infringement if I say include a TV showing BBC News. It doesn't like that.
Right.
So it doesn't like brand names like that. It's done it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, you've got 4 arms.
Oh yeah, that's just shows you the speed of his motion, you know.
Blurry arms, yeah. Good old
I have
Zato.
too many arms, but I mean, occasionally it drops a bollock, and you just have to go through and do it all again, you know. So, and the way and once I've created my images, I've been using Hey Luo because Kling has become the model I was using has become rubbish, and their new model, which seems to be just as good as the old model, which is no good, is costing a fortune. So I switched to Hey Luo AI, and I got some good piece. That's a Duff one because he's decided to walk away from the girls, which wasn't supposed to happen, you know. So the second one down, then that one there I made yesterday. The terminology is slightly different. This one here, I said sassily, and they're walking a bit too swaying, and then that. So I changed sassily to alluring. So it's all about the language. So, and that was the original still in there. So, but you can, because of Gemini and this, I can produce is 25 credits per image for 6 seconds rather than 5 as well, and they run at half speed on the video, so it's 12 seconds worth of video. So it's quite a good thing, you know. I've had some duffs. I mean, you always do, but I mean, but it's been working pretty well. So yeah, so that's I think Nano Banana is or Google is by far the best image generator and editor at the moment. You know, as we said earlier, or said it earlier, it's going to change. You know, people will come up with something brilliant. But if they've got that far with editing your photographs, editing your pictures, like you can, I've got like an original scan of London that was, it's on the wall behind me here, but it's a scan of, it was drawn in 1600, just early 1600s, before the London fire. So it's got like St Paul's as it was, and it's like a massive drawing. But you can say, imagine this as it was, but in a photograph form or a film form, and Gemini will do that for you. And it's so it's, I can see some great applications, or creating some great like I could create like a London Bridge, or like an old London Bridge video or something like that. I might try just a shorty just to see how that goes. But I can see that would be that would work really well, because you're showing people the original plan, and then you're saying, well, this is, you wouldn't need to lie about it. You just say this is what it looks like. So AI arts, you know. So I think it's all pretty good. So I'm quite excited by that. And yeah, so I think we're out of time. So on that we'll talk about ChatGPT. I had some stuff I was going to talk about ChatGPT, but we'll talk about that next time, and so we'll do it all again next week. So thanks.
Excellent.
Thanks,
David.
David.
Thank
Nice
you,
to see you
David.
all.
David.
Have a good
Have a great
weekend.
weekend, everyone.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
See you guys.